Good day, folks. Thank you for joining us here at Your Health. On today's program, we want to talk about Astragalus, the king of herbs. You'll have to stay tuned to understand why it's called the king of herbs, but we will discuss that. But first, let's go to our news. Let's see what's happening in the health world. Women who have diabetes are more likely to also have heart disease than men with diabetes. A new review and meta-analysis of 64 previous studies involving more than 850,000 subjects finds when women have diabetes, they are 3 times more likely to develop coronary artery disease than women without diabetes. Men with diabetes are twice as likely to develop heart disease. This makes women with diabetes 44% more likely to develop heart disease than men. Previous research from the same team found women with diabetes are 25% more likely to have a stroke than men with diabetes. The study was conducted at the University of Queensland and published in Diabetologia. Folks, the real storyline from this research is not that women with diabetes are so much more likely to have cardiovascular disease than men with diabetes. The real story is type 2 diabetes greatly increases the risk of cardiovascular disease in anyone who develops it, be they a man or a woman. Now, women with diabetes are 3 times more likely, while men with diabetes are twice as likely to develop coronary artery disease. Also, from previous research, women with diabetes are also at greatly increased risk for stroke. So are men, but women are a little more likely, about 25% more likely than men, but both are at substantial risk for stroke with diabetes. Oftentimes, an increased relative risk of a disease can be deceptive. For example, if we are at twice the risk of a certain disease, it may sound impressive, but if the disease only strikes 1 in 1,000, being at twice the risk only increases your chances to 1 in 500 of developing that disease, and that's still pretty slim odds. But with cardiovascular disease, understand that every other American dies from some form of cardiovascular disease. So if your risk of cardiovascular disease is doubled or tripled, it creates a scenario where it is highly likely that you will eventually have a stroke or a heart attack. So yes, this one is critically important. So much so that let's put this in another way. If you are diabetic, you have only a 1 in 3 chance if you are a woman, or a 1 in 2 chance if you are a man, of not developing cardiovascular disease. Pretty dismal odds, aren't they? Experts in diabetes tell us that about 75% of all cases of type 2 diabetes are preventable with a healthy diet and regular pattern of exercise. They also tell us type 2 diabetes can be reversed in about the same percent. This means developing diabetes is not like the lottery, a question of simply beating the odds, but rather a question of lifestyle practices. Seniors, if you engage in regular exercise, you are less likely to become disabled. Researchers from the University of Florida followed over 1,600 seniors for over 2.5 years for the Lifestyle Interventions and Independence for Elders study. Half of the seniors walked for 150 minutes a week. They also engaged in strength, flexibility, and balance training. The other half simply stretched on a regular basis. They found that regular exercise was the most significant factor in determining whether the senior remained active or became housebound due to physical disability. The active seniors were able to walk at an 18% quicker pace. They were also at a 28% reduced rate of disability overall. The researchers also found for the seniors that regularly walked, if they had an injury or a fall, they were about 30% less likely to become disabled from the injury. Related research from Yeshiva University finds regular exercise is the only lifestyle practice that protects overweight women from becoming at risk for heart disease. The study was published in the Journal of Clinical Endocrinology and Metabolism. Let's look at the last one first here. The study from Yeshiva followed 900 overweight middle-aged women for 7 years. They found that engaging in regular exercise was the only lifestyle practice that helped to protect these women from developing multiple risk factors for cardiovascular disease. So, for example, let's say a woman age 45 starts the study with being overweight, her only risk factor for cardiovascular disease. This study found if she did not exercise, she was very likely to also develop hypertension, elevated glucose blood levels, and even elevated cholesterol levels, all major risk factors for cardiovascular disease. But if she exercised regularly, she did not go on to develop these extra risk factors for catastrophic heart disease or stroke. Now, keep in mind, regular exercise was the effective way to prevent cardiovascular disease. And our first study finds regular exercise is the key lifestyle practice that keeps seniors physically fit while it keeps them helps them to avoid disability. Now, also an often underappreciated benefit of regular exercise is how it helps you overcome injury if you should sustain a fall or an accident. If you exercise regularly, you are much more likely to return to full activity. Simply amazing, isn't it? File this one under things that no one can do for you: exercise. Today on Your Health, we'd like to discuss the herb Astragalus for a strong shield. Join us to learn more. You've heard us discussing the Astragalus herb. It provides a strong shield protecting the immune system while promoting healthy lung function, along with calming inflammation, a common cause of pain and chronic illness.
BioInnovations brings you Dr. Becker's Bionutrients Astragalus root extract. And today, when you buy one bottle of Astragalus at the regular price, you'll receive a second bottle free. That's right, buy one and get one free.
Astragalus supports your health the way nature intended, without medications.
That's special once again. Today only, when you buy one bottle of Astragalus at the regular price, you'll receive a second one free. BioInnovations is the affordable source that you can trust for all your vitamin and supplement needs. Call 888-442-2128. That's 888-442-2128. Or order online at bioinnovations.net. Be sure to ask about the auto-ship program for additional savings.
I'm Dr. Richard Becker, and this is Your Health at a Glance. Do you suffer from cramps, gas, bloating, or other digestive troubles? How about fatigue, depression, and headaches? All these symptoms could be caused by a condition called lactose intolerance. Your body doesn't digest lactose, the sugar found in milk and other dairy products. As a result, you can suffer from a wide variety of symptoms. If you often experience digestive problems, fatigue, depression, or headaches following meals, try avoiding dairy for a week or two and see if your symptoms lessen or go away. All of the nutrients found in dairy, including calcium, are present in sufficient amounts in other foods. So if you find that you are lactose intolerant, you can safely avoid dairy and still enjoy complete nutrition. For Your Health at a Glance, I'm Dr. Richard Becker. Can you lower your risk of disease? The answer is yes. One way is by including fruit in your diet. Fruit contains valuable nutrients that can reduce the risk of heart disease, stroke, and even some cancers.
We've searched the world and found 4 fruits we believe are among the best: noni from Polynesia, acai from the Amazon, and 2 new ones, goji and mangosteen.
These 4 juices each have amazing properties that make them great additions to your nutritional plan. If you're a diabetic or have chronic pain, these juices will help you feel better and have more energy. Plus, they help with digestion.
Now you can experience the health-promoting benefits of all 4 in one convenient package we call the Fruits of the World 4-pack. And remember, it's 50% off by the case.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the auto-ship program for additional savings. That number's 888-442-2128.
Welcome back, everyone. We have a great show planned for you today. We're going to be talking about the amazing Ayurvedic herb, Astragalus. This one has been around for thousands of years, and we like to think of it as the great protector, as it protects our system. Richard, Astragalus is quite amazing. We learn more every day, and it seems like the more we learn, the more studies crop up, and we see new things, and it's just so fantastic to get the validation that we know that these things are so good for us.
Well, that's a really interesting point you made, because as superficial analysis of an herb doesn't do it justice. That's like walking through the symphony once and seeing the different instruments. Now you're an expert? No, you're not. You're not. Yeah. It takes time to learn these things, and this is because of the complex nature of a plant. It can have hundreds, thousands of different chemical components, and each one of these chemicals has an action. And that's what we're learning about Astragalus. Remarkably complex, but yet well tolerated. Astragalus membranaceus is the old name, and they're asking us to replace this with Astragalus propinqueus. So I will try to learn propinqueous now as the new name for astragalus. We're just going to call it astragalus. It's also known as Astragali radix, milk vetch, yellow leader, hung quai. The yellow leader is because it is only the root of the astragali plant that is used as a medicinal agent. And you can see this in the whole herb prep. They slice the root. It's like a leader, you know, and it's sliced and it has a very bright yellow color to it. So yellow leader is a common name. It is a member of the Fabaceae family of plants, that is legumes or beans. The Astragalus genera is the largest legume genre with some 3,000 plants. Legumes create diverse and complex molecules. And why is that? A legume, one of the features of a legume, and it's by definition, in the root system there are nodules, little bumps in the roots. And in these nodules coexist in a symbiotic relationship various bacteria. They live together and they help each other. So the bacteria creates molecules that the plant typically cannot make. And to give you an example of this, in the bean family of plants are such as soy. Soy is one of the rare plants that has complete protein for humans. And it's because of the bacteria that live symbiotically in the nodules. Well, astragalus is in the same family as the beans, and it has the nodules, and it's inhabited with a bacteria, and it helps it make molecules that contribute to astragalus' well-being and to our well-being. So understanding that helps you understand how the diverse nature of astragalus. It is a legume and in that family. The dried yellow root is harvested at 4 years. It is the medicinal component and only the root. It is one of 50 fundamental herbs of Chinese medicine, and they call it a king herb, and they use it in China as a cornerstone or a keystone herb, and they build herbal preparations around astragalus. You'll see this over and over again. It is among the 3 most commonly herbs in China. Commonly used herbs in China. The Yellow Emperor's Text of Internal Medicine, circa 4000 BC, mentions astragalus. Currently, we have around 8,000 research articles at the National Institutes of Health and in the Worldwide Literature Bank, Medical Library, well over 100,000 research articles at least mentioning astragalus propinqueous, and some 1,250 double-blind placebo-controlled trials. Now, that does not include many studies from China that are not available to us that go back even written on scrolls, you know, early investigations into astragalus. We know from current scientific research that astragalus contains a wide variety of active chemical components, including polysaccharides that have beta-glucan-like properties. Remember our studies of the medicinal mushrooms, the beta-glucan molecules, the polysaccharides. We don't use this for energy. They're undigestible components of this plant, and they activate the immune system. They have profound impact on various body systems, polysaccharides, glycosides, saponins, called astragalosides. They're similar to the cardioprotective benefits of digoxin or lenoxin. Digoxin is a medicinal agent, also extracted from a plant. It is one of our oldest medicines used for heart failure. Now, we have better medicines than that today than lenoxin, but what lenoxin basically does is it stabilizes the heart, protects it from arrhythmias, and it gives the heart more force in its contraction. So that helps with heart failure. Well, astragalus contains glycoside saponins that are similar. It's not the same, but it's similar, and it has similar benefits to the heart, and some authorities feel it's even better than the lenoxin or digoxin. Triterpenoids, precursors to steroid hormones, so it can have the potential of affecting our hormonal systems without having a hormone, not a true hormone. Flavonoids, isoflavones, these components are known to reduce the risk of cancer, cardiovascular disease, osteoporosis. Phytosterols, These are substances, these are plant-like cholesterol. Plants don't make cholesterol, only animals make cholesterol, but phytosteroids resemble cholesterol. And what it does for our body is, oh, that looks like cholesterol, I don't need to make as much. That's basically how it works. And so it helps to reduce cardiovascular disease risk, these phytosterols. And of course, it has essential oils. In Chinese medicine, Astragalus stabilizes the exterior, creates a defensive shield, and it helps to prevent disease. Speeds healing, and it helps full in the treatment of diabetes. In the Chinese method of medicine, Astragalus is used to treat a pale face, extremity weakness, and dizziness. If you can just remember, Astragalus creates a strong shield, protecting you from the hazards of life, you'll have a good working knowledge of how to use Astragalus. So we can focus on all the technical science, and we're going to talk about that because it helps to expand our horizons and our understanding. But if you build your memory bank of Astragalus information on a strong shield, it's a good working way to deal with Astragalus. See, a strong shield. Now, in Western medicine, a summary of what we know from the literature, Astragalus acts as an anti-inflammatory. We're using the vernacular of our more familiar science now. Acts as an anti-inflammatory, boosts the immune system, slows or prevents the growth of tumors and cancers, protects the cardiovascular system and gives it strength, regulates and prevents diabetes-related complications, acts as a powerful antioxidant and anti-aging remedy. It improves wound healing. This is all taken from the literature, proven effects. Reduces the toxicity of cancer chemotherapy while improving treatment outcomes in cancer. Reduces the risk of colds and viral illnesses. Strong antiviral activity, reduces airway reactivity and asthma while improving allergies, and improves organ function, particularly the kidneys. Well, what makes Astragalus so special? Let's go to the science and find out. Here's a study from the Journal of Ethnopharmacology, a review of 25 human studies on Astragalus and diabetes. Astragalus protects the kidney by decreasing blood urea nitrogen, BUN, serum creatinine, increasing creatinine clearance while decreasing urine protein. It improves serum albumin. Now, diabetics, you know when you go to the doctor, they always check your urine. And they say, oh, there's no protein in the urine today, or you're spilling protein into the urine. Why do they do that? Because if diabetes is not controlled well, the high glucose eventually leads to damage to the kidney, and you can't reabsorb the protein in our serum back into the serum, and it gets dumped into the urine, and it's a sign that we're having damage to our organs. So it's a cheap, easy way to assay whether your diabetes is causing damage to you. And we can make corrective measures. If you take Astragalus diabetics, you're less likely to have urine with a high protein content. It protects the kidney, and there is a whole world of research on this in diabetes. It's really quite remarkable. One more before the break. Clinical investigative medicine, double-blind, placebo-controlled. Advanced cancer patients with severe fatigue. Those who took Astragalus, 82% experienced relief from fatigue, and 71% of those who did not experience relief with the first cycle of Astragalus did so with the second, and the relief was sustained. This is one of the most common complaints in cancer therapy. Oh, I'm so washed out. I'm so tired. I can't do anything. I'd like to do some things. I need to do something, but I can't. Astragalus helps with that cancer-associated fatigue. We have more on Astragalus when we return. You've heard us discussing the Astragalus herb. It provides a strong shield protecting the immune system while promoting healthy lung function, along with calming inflammation, a common cause of pain and chronic illness.
BioInnovations brings you Dr. Becker's Bionutrients Astragalus root extract. And today, when you buy one bottle of Astragalus at the regular price, you'll receive a second bottle free. That's right, buy one and get one free.
Astragalus supports your health the way nature intended, without medications.
That's special once again. Today only, when you buy one bottle of Astragalus at the regular price, you'll receive a second one free. BioInnovations is the affordable source that you can trust for all your vitamin and supplement needs. Call 888-442-2128. That's 888-442-2128. Or order online at bioinnovations.net. Be sure to ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. I'm Cindy Becker, and this is Your Health at a Glance. Heavy metal poisoning is a growing concern, and it may play a role in your health. It can happen through occupational exposure or environmental pollution, or both. If you work in a metal shop, a smelting plant, or any type of facility that uses electroplating or welding, you may be suffering from heavy metal exposure. But those of us who live in cities may suffer from heavy metal exposure through environmental pollution. It's the #1 cause of heavy metal poisoning. It can occur over a long period of exposure, or it can happen after a single dose. Symptoms can be overlooked because they're symptoms of common diseases such as fatigue, memory loss, tremor, joint pain, and indigestion. These are common symptoms of heavy metal poisoning. If your health is declining and you haven't been able to figure out the underlying cause, discuss heavy metal poisoning with your doctor. For Your Health at a Glance, I'm Cindy Becker. Are you one of the 62 million Americans suffering from gastrointestinal problems? Do you struggle with other chronic conditions? That's why we offer Dr. Becker's Bionutrient Probiotics.
After years of research, we developed a revolutionary probiotic formula with gastrodefense technology. This system protects the good bacteria from stomach acid so the probiotics reach the intestines where they go to work. Additionally, we use live count technology to prolong the shelf life of the probiotics, so there's no need for refrigeration.
Dr. Becker's Bionutrient Probiotics is a powerful combination and one of the most effective formulas available today. And we offer a children's chewable formula too, both at prices you can afford. Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health. Ask about the AutoShip program for additional savings. That number's 888-442-2128.
We're back, everyone, learning about the amazing herb Astragalus, the Great Protector. Don't you like that title?
Great Protector.
It
I like
really
that.
is.
Strong
it really
shield.
Is. And you have some studies that show that it really helps with allergies.
It does. Double-blind, placebo-controlled. This is in phytotherapy research. Moderate to severe allergic rhinitis. Astragalus significantly reduces rhinorrhea, the runny nose of allergies, and a reduced total symptom score. So that's improvements in allergy. Journal of Agriculture and Food Chemistry, study of human cells in vitro. This is a test tube study. Astragalus reduced inflammation by at least 4 mechanisms. That was the point of this whole study, is to try to understand how does Astragalus reduce inflammation, and they were able to clarify that. And you can read that study, and then you'd know exact mechanism too. Journal of Integrative Medicine, review of 6 trials, 639 patients in viral myocarditis. You know, we've all had a cold, right? But imagine a virus that settles in your heart. Wow, that could really be a problem. And it tends to lead to chronicity and damage to the heart, and it can scar the pericardium and just trouble. The fluid fills up, and it can compromise the heart function, all kinds of problems you don't want to have. Believe me, you don't want to have it. Adenovirus, parvovirus, Coxsackie virus is a famous one, but even HIV and hepatitis C, a wide variety of viruses can do this. This is a review of 6 trials, 639 viral myocarditis patients. When Astragalus is combined with the standard treatments, medicine treatments of our time for viral myocarditis, it improves clinical outcomes. Better chance of getting well with Astragalus. The American Journal of Chinese Medicine, review of all the available science on the use of Astragalus in inflammation-based disease and intestinal cancers. The basic driving force of intestinal cancer, colorectal cancer, is inflammation, chronic inflammation. Astragalus reduces inflammation. It reduces the toxicity of established cancer therapies, and the mechanisms have been clarified and elucidated. Modulation of cell signaling and DNA and RNA transcription modulation. They know how it works. Good research. European Journal of PMC, Review of Science on Astragalus' Antioxidant Activity. So each one of these reviews represents months of dedicated research reviewing the world's literature on a certain topic. And we discussed this in 30, 40 seconds, but it takes, you know, some of our highest trained scientists on the planet months to come to these conclusions. So I just ponder and think about what that means, the effort it takes to get this knowledge. Astragalus protects the heart, brain, kidney, intestines, liver, and lung from free radical reactive oxygen species damage. They identified the molecules that do the damage. They identified the molecules that compensates and that are the strong antioxidants, and they were able to clarify the mechanisms. They know how it works. A lot of knowledge on Astragalus. Evidence-based complementary and alternative medicine. This is a new one. Human study on Astragalus, effect on the immune system. Astragalus creates a dose-related response by increasing monocytes, neutrophils, lymphocytes, platelets, cytokines, interferon, TNF, and interleukins. In other words, Astragalus, in fact, affects the entire immune cascade. The innate immune system, you know, what we're born with, that's my cell. I want to keep it. That's a foreign cell. I want to get rid of it. That's a cancer cell. That's not. That cell is infected with a virus, an intracellular bacteria, whatever. Cellular immunity and the humoral. The antibody response. Oh, antibody response helps us with bacteria and other things, but that's the big one. You get a huge response of antibodies when you get a bacterial infection. So we're helping both arms of the immune system. Imagine the implications of that, whether you're fighting strep throat or fighting cancer. Astragalus may be of help to you. And we know how it works and its limitations and its benefits. We know all that stuff. International Journal of Biological Macromolecules, review of the literature. Again, a lot of work here, explaining polysaccharides in Astragalus. Those are the beta-glucan-like molecules. They act as immune modulators. If your immune system is too powerful, if you're having autoimmune disease and it's attacking you when it shouldn't be, it'll calm it down. If it's not active enough, it'll bring it up. That's what modulation means. This, you know, one of the things I hear, I just cringe whenever I hear it. My doctor doesn't want me to take beta-glucan, immune mushrooms, or Astragalus because I have autoimmune arthritis. I have, let's see, rheumatoid arthritis. And he's afraid that it'll activate my immune system and make my arthritis worse. Wrong. It modulates. It'll calm it down. How it does that, I do not know. This is a mystery. I want to ask our Creator. I don't know how it does that, but it does. And this is the unique feature we see over and over again in natural agents. It's the drugs. It's the pharmaceuticals that overstimulate and overdo. Now, there are herbs, there are natural agents that are highly toxic. We don't take those and we don't talk about those on this program. The stuff we talk about are the safe ones, the ones that almost everyone can use. Now, you could be allergic to this Astragalus, but that's not very common. We know how it works. It acts as an immune modulator. It works as an antioxidant. These are the polysaccharides, the beta-glucan-like molecules in Astragalus. It has antioxidant activity, anti-tumor, anti-diabetic activity, antiviral, anti-inflammatory, anti-atherosclerosis, liver protective, blood building. It actually communicates with the bone marrow. If you're anemic, it can tell the bone marrow, come on, get with it. We need more red blood cells. See, it goes on, these beta-glucan-like molecules and how they communicate with body systems. If something's off, it helps to correct it. That is huge. That is so helpful for thousands who are suffering. We need to take advantage of this knowledge, and brain protectors. Phytomedicine, human study, Astragalus improves the skin's hyaluronic acid content, thereby decreasing the visible signs of aging. Now, you may think that's a vanity concept. I just want to look young for my age. But you know, it also helps to keep us healthy and strong well into our senior years. It's not just about vanity. It's about being self-sufficient, independent, able to mind your needs and your concerns and take care of things, and nobody has to follow you around and pick up after you. It's not just about vanity. It's delaying the aging process and being as strong and active as possible for as long as possible. There's nothing vain about this. That's not vanity. That's wanting to be healthy. Advanced-based complementary alternative medicine, double-blind, placebo-controlled. Astragalus improves outcomes in hemorrhagic stroke, with improved Glasgow scores. This was a study of 68 patients. Imagine you have a stroke. If you're on a smartly devised plan of prevention, including astragalus, maybe a little ginkgo, fish oil, B vitamins, if you have a catastrophic event, we have so much data and information now that says you're going to be the one with remarkable recovery. That's what this means. If you should have an event, you're going to much more likely to come out doing really well. Boy, Mrs. Jones, I don't know how you're doing this. Keep doing exactly what you're doing. You're doing as good as we can expect. Wouldn't you love to? Because we are only human. These things happen to us in spite of our best efforts. But you're prepared then. All right, we have a break, but there's more on Astragalus in just a minute. You've heard us discussing the Astragalus herb. It provides a strong shield protecting the immune system while promoting healthy lung function, along with calming inflammation, a common cause of pain and chronic illness.
BioInnovations brings you Dr. Becker's Bionutrients Astragalus Root Extract. And today, when you buy one bottle of Astragalus at the regular price, you'll receive a second bottle free. That's right, buy one and get one free.
Astragalus supports your health the way nature intended, without medications.
That's special once again. Today only, when you buy one bottle of Astragalus at the regular price, you'll receive a second one free. BioInnovations is the affordable source that you can trust for all your vitamin and supplement needs. Call 888-442-2128. That's 888-442-2128. Or order online at bioinnovations.net. Be sure to ask about the auto-ship program for additional savings.
I'm Cindy Becker for Your Health at a Glance. Each year, more than 76 million Americans contract food poisoning. Most cases are caused by tainted fruits and vegetables, especially contaminated leafy lettuce. But poultry causes the most food poisoning-related deaths. To prevent food poisoning, follow these simple rules. Thoroughly wash all fruits and vegetables. When preparing any kind of meat, wash your hands, utensils, and work area before preparing any other food. Cook thoroughly chicken and ground meats. Store leftovers in the refrigerator immediately. Look for expiration dates when you shop. If you use reusable grocery totes, wash them periodically. And finally, use spices such as garlic and oregano to inhibit the growth of bacteria that cause food poisoning. Food safety lowers your risk significantly of getting sick. For Your Health at a Glance, I'm Cindy Becker.
Is your life out of balance? It may be. The average American consumes far too many omega-6s and not enough omega-3s. This creates an imbalance.
So what can we do to get back in balance? We can eat a healthy diet.
And most of us need to supplement with omega-3 rich fish oil. Fish oil contains omega-3s with DHA and EPA, fatty acids that promote good brain and heart health. So reduce omega-6 in your nutritional plan and boost omega-3 to get back in balance.
To help you do that, BioInnovations offers two products, the Fish Oil Complex and Omega 369, both formulated for your health and well-being. So how do you choose? For highest levels of DHA and EPA, choose the Fish Oil Complex. For a balanced formula, choose the 369.
Go online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128. Ask about the auto-ship program for additional savings.
We're back, everyone, discussing the great protector Astragalus. And to help you get the Astragalus that you need, we have a great special today. We have Dr. Becker's Bionutrients Astragalus. Buy one, get one free. Where you buy the first bottle at regular price, you get the second bottle free. A great way to get the protection you need for your health. So, Richard, there's a few more studies to go over. You've got a good one on cancer.
Yes, this is from phytotherapy research. When astragalus is combined with the chemotherapy regimen called FOLFOX in colorectal cancer, it improves tumor response, 1-year survival. You're more likely to survive a year with this regimen when you add astragalus to the standard chemotherapy agent for colorectal cancer. It improves the quality of life while it reduces the side effects of chemotherapy, including less neutropenia. Neutrophils are a major component of your white blood cell content. And with chemotherapy, it suppresses your white blood cells. You've heard of this. And you have less neutropenia when you add Astragalus to the protocol. Less nausea, less neurotoxicity. Now this FOLFOX, it's an acronym for folinic acid, which is a folic acid mimicker. It interferes with the reproduction of cells in the DNA direction of DNA cell replication. 5-fluorouracil and oxaliplatin. This is a very powerful agent, and that's needed for colorectal cancer. But if we add Astragalus to it, better outcomes. That's good news. Ethnopharmacology, double-blind, placebo-controlled. Astragalus is an effective diuretic that will not alter electrolytes over time. I can't tell you how many times somebody has said to me, well, Dr. Becker, I'm on this Lasix, furosemide, or this, that, and the other, HCTZ. I am so tired of having leg cramps because it depletes my potassium. Isn't there an effective natural diuretic? Yep, we're talking about it today. Astragalus. And it doesn't just stimulate the kidney to get rid of sodium and potassium, and hence urine follows it. It makes the kidney work better so it doesn't deplete your electrolytes over time. Isn't that amazing? How many people could benefit? You know, diuretics are among the most commonly prescribed drugs in the world, and they are among the most common drugs responsible for side effects and putting people in the hospital and causing death, and I'm not exaggerating, death and high cost of health care. So they can save lives. Don't get me wrong. Diuretics can save lives, and they definitely have a place. But when we're in a situation where we have to take it every day, your life is going to be fraught with problems if you don't go to the doctor every month and check your blood for potassium and all this. Here's your alternative, Astragalus, an effective diuretic without altering your electrolytes over time. I like that. Add a little potassium to the plan, add a little CoQ10, a little exercise, more water, vitamin D. You might even be able to correct the problem so you don't retain the fluid at all. Vitamin D is very important in that role. Anyway, let's leave it at this so we can remember. Astragalus is an effective diuretic that doesn't alter electrolytes. Very nice to know. Phytotherapy research, double-blind, placebo-controlled. Astragalus increases CD25 expression, explaining in part how Astragalus activates or modulates the immune system. And we could talk about CD25, what it does. It helps to promote the maturation of immune cells. You know, it gets real complicated, but let's leave it at this. They know how Astragalus modulates the immune system. Here's another one. Evidence-based, complementary, and alternative medicine. Astragalus is better than prednisone in treating upper respiratory infection in children with nephrotic syndrome. A review of 537 research articles. That is a huge effort. Nephrotic syndrome, I wish we could go into it. It's a very serious condition where the kidneys cannot reabsorb the proteins properly, and the child swells up, and it can be due to a wide variety of problems, anything from autoimmune diseases to infections to drug toxic reactions, and it is certainly life-threatening. And they found that Astragalus worked better than the steroid. Better than the steroid. That is most impressive. Chinese medical research. Astragalus improves microvascular renal blood flow, improves the glomerular renal blood flow. It's all about blood flow. Improves glomerular filtration rate, the basic functional unit of the kidney. The nephron and the glomerula is a critical part of that. It improves its ability to do what it does. Modulates vasoactive substances like nitric oxide and angiotensin, increases expression of vascular epithelial growth factor, and it decreases intracellular calcium ions, making it useful in retarding the progression of diabetic kidney disease. There is no drug on the planet that does what Astragalus can do for the diabetic kidney. And when Dr. Rich Snyder joins us again, a kidney specialist, I want to have a special section on Astragalus in the kidney patient. I think you're going to find that fascinating. A true expert in kidney disease. We'll see what he says, but the world's research tells us kidney patients, please, especially if you're a diabetic kidney patient, when most are, Astragalus should be part of your program. Evidence-based complementary alternative medicine, Astragalus shows great promise in the treatment of both diabetes type 1 and type 2 due to its glucan and flavonoid polyphenol content. There's so much to go over. I'm sorry I'm rushing, but this is critical information. Journal of Ethnopharmacology, review of Chinese database. That's a big job. 25 controlled trials. Astragalus is kidney protective, decreases serum creatinine. The kidneys are filtering better. Improves creatinine clearance, gets rid of it better, rid of the toxins. Decreases urine protein while it improves serum albumin. You retain that protein. Protein is precious. We can't lose it in the urine. It's very damaging to us. Astragalus helps to prevent that for the diabetic. Biomed chromatography, review of Chinese database. There's enough evidence to use astragalus and milk thistle in liver disease. Milk thistle, we've talked about milk thistle and liver disease. Astragalus, add that to it. There's enough evidence now. Astragalus review shows stimulates bone and blood vessel regeneration. It does so via vascular endothelial growth factor. Astragalus review of Chinese database shows broad application for cardiovascular disease, GI disease, and cancer. We have more in just a minute. We'll be right back. You've heard us discussing the Astragalus herb. It provides a strong shield protecting the immune system while promoting healthy lung function, along with calming inflammation, a common cause of pain and chronic illness.
BioInnovations brings you Dr. Becker's Bionutrients Astragalus Root Extract. And today, when you buy one bottle of Astragalus at the regular price, you'll receive a second bottle free. That's right, buy one and get one free.
Astragalus supports your health the way nature intended, without medications.
That's special once again. Today only, when you buy one bottle of Astragalus at the regular price, you'll receive a second one free. BioInnovations is the affordable source that you can trust for all your vitamin and supplement needs. Call 888-442-2128. That's 888-442-2128. Or order online at bioinnovations.net. Be sure to ask about the auto-ship program for additional savings.
Here is our hope for you today. I'm Cindy Becker. When we struggle with disease and painful health conditions, we can become overwhelmed with negative thoughts. We may even develop depression. The Apostle Paul offered guidelines to help us preserve a positive attitude during times of trouble. He wrote in Philippians 4, verse 8, "Whatever is true, whatever is noble, whatever is right, whatever is admirable, if anything is excellent or praiseworthy, think about such things." Thinking positive thoughts is the first step toward overcoming worry, even depression. Proverbs 17, verse 22 reminds us, "A cheerful heart is good medicine, but a crushed spirit dries up the bones." Remember these words of wisdom as you face your health challenges. I'm Cindy Becker. This is our hope for you today.
Have you heard about the health-promoting power of medicinal mushrooms? These remarkable mushrooms include maitake, shiitake, reishi, and ABM. The medicinal mushrooms contain beta-glucans, compounds that promote healthy immune function while helping to coordinate multiple body systems.
BioInnovations brings you Dr. Becker's Bionutrients Mushroom Complex with maitake, shiitake, reishi, and ABM in one convenient product.
Our mushroom complex features the safest and most powerful medicinal mushrooms available, providing natural support for a variety of health conditions.
BioInnovations is the affordable source that you can trust for all your vitamin and supplement needs. So give us a call at 888-442-2128. That's 888-442-2128. Or order online at bioinnovations.net. Ask about the auto-ship program for additional savings.
We're back, everyone. I just want to remind you we have our Dr. Becker's Bionutrients Astragalus, a great special today. Buy one, get one free. Buy the first bottle at regular price, and you get the second bottle free. A great way to get Astragalus, the great protector. So, Richard, I know there's a few more studies we've got to get through because this is really pertinent information.
It is, and you know, there are over 100,000 research projects on Astragalus, so we could go on and on. You could get a PhD in Astragalus. Let's put put it that way. But let's cover the highlights. We've talked a little bit about how Astragalus helps the immune system, and research from Queen Elizabeth Hospital in Hong Kong. Basically what they did in an animal study, aged animals. As we get older, our immune system forgets. You know, I've already seen that germ. Well, I forgot. I don't know how to deal with it. That's one of our basic problems with aging. And they found in this animal study that it turned the aged immune system of an animal into a young immune system. That is a remarkable discovery. So we can see the application, and this is how the Chinese have been using Astragalus for many, many, many centuries to help boost the immune response as we age. And they were able to show exactly how it did that. Regenerative research, in this study, they proved that Astragalus lengthens the life of white blood cells. You know, they can only do so much, especially if their telomeres are shortened and they can't replicate. Well, Astragalus, they proved how it did it too. It can actually lengthen the life of the white blood cell, making it more effective in fighting a wide variety of diseases. There's an Australian complementary medicine called metabolic cell support, MCS. And what it is extracted beta-glucans and lentinin from reishi, shiitake, and turkey tail medicinal mushrooms. They combine that with Astragalus, and it improves the immune response, increasing lymphocytes, natural killer cells, T and B cells, and it's been proven, this MCS, to inhibit the growth of a variety of cancers, and they use it to treat colds, flu, and secondary infections. You can't have that. Only in Australia can you have that. It's not allowed in the United States. But guess what? If you take Astragalus and our immune boosting mushroom complex with the 4 mushrooms, the medicinal mushrooms, you'll come very close to that. It's not this MCS stuff that's patented and only used in Australia, but you can come very close. And I would feel very confident that you'd get a very similar response. It's the same stuff, basically. You know, why not take advantage of that? Now, there's been hundreds of studies on Astragalus in the immune system. It improves B cells, improves macrophage function. It's helpful in, if you have to take an immunization, you'll get a better response to the immunization if you take Astragalus with it. Isn't it amazing what all it can do? Now let's talk a little bit about cardiovascular health. Remember, we said it has actions similar to Lanoxin. It's a drug that they use to help with heart failure. It's not used as much anymore, but Astragalus has similar properties. The American Journal of Chinese Medicine prevents the oxidation of cholesterol in the artery wall. Dr. Sinatra writes about, cardiologist Dr. Sinatra, you know him, he's been on this program many times, one of our very best friends. Astragalus strengthens the immune system, and it shows vasodilatory and anti-inflammatory actions, which is very helpful in heart disease. The salt retention we talked about decreases chest pain and angina. Studies have proven that. Limits blood clot formation, which is a fundamental driving force in cardiovascular disease, the blood clot. Compromised blood flow. You reduce that likelihood with Astragalus. Lowers cholesterol triglyceride levels by mechanisms other than statins. So if the statin drug is not doing enough or you want an alternative, it will lower it further, and it does it by a different mechanism, so you're not overdoing it and getting side effects. See, that makes sense. What else? Reduces fatty deposits in arteries, relieves the shortness of breath and heart failure. All of these are from studies. They're not my opinion. They're from studies. Improves cardiac output and ejection fraction in heart failure. That is huge. Cardiomyopathy and heart failure. It may give you help. Multiple research centers improves cardiac status and symptoms in heart failure, myocarditis, the viral myocarditis, angina, hypertension, fluid retention, reduces blood clots. It reduces homocysteine damage. All of this for cardiovascular. Now, how much do we have before the break? We have a little time? Okay. Who should take Astragalus? Sometimes it just comes down to that. Have you had any of these conditions? You might consider Astragalus. It's generally regarded as safe. Remember, it's a foundational herb that in China they build herbal complex treatments around Astragalus. It mixes well with other treatments. That's what we're trying to say. Cancer patients receiving chemotherapy or radiation. Chronic fatigue, especially if your fatigue is associated with Epstein-Barr virus, herpes simplex virus, cytomegalovirus, any of these viral-driven chronic fatigues. How about Shigella virus, shingles virus, Intestinal dysbiosis, yeast syndromes. It has natural antibiotic activities, antifungal properties. And it also helps the immune system attack the yeast and fungi more appropriately, more efficiently. Lung problems such as asthma, bronchitis, pneumonia, emphysema. Spleen problems, splenic enlargement. Alterations of the immune system due to splenic dysfunction, splenic sequestration. If you have it, you've heard that term. Don't have time to go into it all, but spleen problems, leave it at that. If you've lost your spleen and you have a compromised immune system because you can't fight encapsulated organisms off very well, think Astragalus. Recurrent infections, whether they be bacterial, viral, fungal, whatever. Recurrent infections, hepatitis, cirrhosis. Remember, it complements milk thistle nicely. Astragalus. Cardiovascular disease, heart failure, hypertension, angina, diabetes, diabetic kidney, big one for the diabetic. Any type of dental problem. I wasn't expecting to see that, but Astragalus is quite helpful there. And anti-aging programs. And remember, that's not just vanity, that's staying healthy and vibrant well into our senior years. All right, let's go to our break. And when we return, let's talk about how do you dose Astragalus? Are there drug interactions, side effects? That's next. You've heard us discussing the Astragalus herb. It provides a strong shield protecting the immune system while promoting healthy lung function, along with calming inflammation, a common cause of pain and chronic illness.
BioInnovations brings you Dr. Becker's Bionutrients Astragalus Root Extract. And today, when you buy one bottle of Astragalus at the regular price, you'll receive a second bottle free. That's right, buy one and get one free.
Astragalus supports your health the way nature intended, without medications. That's
special once again. Today only, when you buy one bottle of Astragalus at the regular price, you'll receive a second one free. BioInnovations is the affordable source that you can trust for all your vitamin and supplement needs. Call 888-442-2128. That's 888-442-2128. Or order online at bioinnovations.net. Be sure to ask about the auto-ship program for additional savings.
I'm Dr. Richard Becker for Your Health at a Glance. Do you have a family history of a certain disease? Scientists are discovering that our genetic code plays a smaller role than previously believed. Only about 20% of disease is tied to our innate genetic code. So what determines the other 80%? The answer may lie in the emerging field of epigenetics. What is it? Epigenetics is a group of changing factors responsible for both how our genes are read and how they are then applied throughout the rest of the body. And this may explain why identical twins with identical genes can have different health problems. Researchers believe two of the main factors in epigenetics are nutrition and environmental exposure to toxins. So eat a healthy diet, reduce toxin exposure, and you may improve your own epigenetics. For Your Health at a Glance, I'm Dr. Richard Becker. Every day, about 200 million Americans do not get enough of a key essential mineral.
That mineral is magnesium. The typical American diet does not supply enough.
And magnesium is so important. It protects bones and helps more than 300 different enzymes in the human body perform efficiently.
That's why BioInnovations offers chelated magnesium capsules for oral use and topical magnesium gel to be applied to the skin. That's 2 forms of magnesium to meet your daily needs.
Scientific evidence points to chelation as the best method of vitamin and mineral formulation.
Order online at bioinnovations.net or call 888-442-2128 and let us assist you in making the right choices for better health.
Because chances are you are one of the 200 million Americans who need more magnesium every day.
Again, that number is 888-442-2128. Call today. Ask about the auto-ship program for additional savings. Your Health is brought to you by BioInnovations, trusted products for your health and well-being.
We're back, everyone. A quick reminder for you. We have our Dr. Becker's Bionutrients Astragalus. Buy one, get one free. I want you to get this one today so you can take advantage of the great protector. Buy one bottle at the regular price, you get a second bottle free. All right, Richard, that was really great. Now let's talk about how you dose it, how you supplement with Astragalus.
Yes. Use only Astragalus membranaceus or propinqueus. It's the same thing, it's just a new name. Since there are so many hundreds of different Astraguli plants in that family, check your label, make sure it's that one, because it is the membranaceus or propinqueus that is the medicinal agent. That's the one that we have thousands of years of safe use in all these wide variety of studies. That's our knowledge base, is on that one. There are many forms of Astragalus, and people can make it from teas and various dried root, and you chew on it and everything, but that's not what America does. We take pills, right? It's easier. So very common to have capsule. That's the ground up root, and it's only the root that's the medicinal agent. And then we just swallow the pills. It's so much more convenient, and it's just as effective as any of the other ways. Now, there's something to be said for traditional ways. I don't have a problem with that, but you need to set aside time in your day to brew up teas with Astragalus and various herbs. Okay? Most of us just use the capsules, and so that's what we provide for you. Now, the dosage for Astragalus, according to the physician's desk reference for herbs, is from between 2 grams to 6 grams a day total intake of Astragalus. And so our capsules are 500 milligrams. And if you want to maximize your dosage, it would be 3 pills 3 times a day. 3 capsules. They're actually capsules. They dissolve better and absorb better. 3 capsules 3 times a day. You have a little room with that to go up to 12 a day to still be within the 6 grams, or go down to, 3 or 4 a day, be at 2 grams. 1 a day, I wouldn't expect much result unless you're extremely sensitive to things. Remember that the recommended by the experts dose of Astragalus is 2 to 6 grams a day. Now, if you're fighting cancer, you want to maximize that dose. If you're fighting pneumonia, cardiovascular disease, any of these major problems that we deal with today, you want to maximize that dose. And understand, Astragalus complements other therapies beautifully. This is one of the main reasons why Astragalus is famous worldwide, is it can be combined with noni juice, cultural remedies. It works well with other things. It complements other things. It's the king of the herbs. It's the shield. It makes other herbal preparations more powerful. So I would certainly want to include it in my preparation for radiation therapy for breast cancer. You might want to add a little noni to that, to the Astragalus. Maybe the medicinal mushrooms you'd want to add, the grapeseed extract and resveratrol, maybe a little therapeutic screen. But it's okay, because Astragalus is the master herb. Those little things, those little memory tools, that's how I got through medical school. Because really, I'm not that smart, and I had to study really hard, so I remembered silly little things like that, and it got me through. It can help you too. Is that how you remember little things like that? It's helpful, isn't it? Astragalus, the king herb, the shield, the protector. All right. One last thing. One unique thing about Astragalus, do not take it with lithium. There can be a drug interaction. Any of you on lithium, Astragalus would not be a choice. Well, thank you for your kind attention. We'll see you tomorrow, folks. Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone. We'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
In the pit of my stomach, I knew it was going to be positive. I wouldn't be in this situation I would have even been taking it if I didn't think it was going to be positive, but I didn't want to admit that. I turned it over, and there were 2 lines. It was a positive test. I remember just being like, oh no. Like, that was all that really went through my head. I didn't know what to do.
Hear the stories and experience the freedom on Real Life.
This week on Our Jewish Roots, we examine the life of Paul, who went from persecutor to evangelist for Jesus the Messiah. We follow his missionary journeys as he traveled throughout the Roman Empire. And then